So about a month ago, James Gunn finally revealed the new Superman suit for his Superman film, which is the start of the new DCU, starring David Corenswet. And obviously, this suit was met with some polarizing and mixed reviews on the initial look, because a lot of people did look at the image and they kind of pointed out the nature of David Corenswet's face, where he kind of looked a little sad almost, or like angry, or like kind of just more like disgruntled, right? Another thing that people pointed out was the almost baggy nature of the outfit, which obviously you can see the folds in the shoulders and everything. Another thing they pointed out was obviously the giant beam in the sky. And the last thing being the obviously like burnt S symbol, and how people thought like, oh, what happened? What's going on? Why is it like that color? What's going on? The way I interpreted it was that it was Superman. He maybe just got back from from fighting people or whatever. He was done for the day. Maybe he left it all the rest for the rest of the heroes out in the city. But then he sees a giant beam in the sky. He doesn't, obviously he's not gonna let that rest. So he puts on his boots, puts on his dirty suit, and he's gonna go right back out there to help the people of Metropolis, because a hero's job is never done. So that's how I interpreted it, and I like the initial reveal. But now we have some set photos that give us basically a better look in general of the full suit, him standing up, moving in it, and everything, right? So let's get into it. So this is one of the first ones right here. So obviously we see here perfect smile. Looks, I mean, he even got the little curl a little bit, right? Looks, I mean, it's Superman, right? You've also got Mr. Terrific on the side, which obviously Mr. Terrific we'll talk about as well. He looks honestly perfect, ripped right out of the comics. And obviously the initial thing I took out of the first images of this was, I love the vibrancy. I love the color of the suit. Everything about the coloring and everything looks so nice. I like the shield, how, I like the sides and everything. It all looks so nice. Obviously we have more pictures here. Let's get into this one. Obviously now we can see a little bit more of the side profile. Obviously you can still see some of the wrinkles, and even you can see like in the chest and everything. And I think, to me personally, even if it's a little loose fitting, I'm okay with it. I do think they might do something in post-production where they might adjust it to be a little bit more tighter. Maybe I personally wouldn't want them to do what they do with the Spider-Man suit, I believe, at least in the Tom Holland trilogy, where for the most part they have the practical suit, but I believe for them they CGI over it, and it kind of ends up looking sometimes really rubbery. So I hope that if they do adjustments in post, it's not so much so that it kind of gets rid of the identity and that it makes them look a little bit weird, especially going through the trouble of filming in hot weather in Cleveland in a full suit, right? But anyway, it's also nice to see the cape on. Obviously, Henry Cavill had the cape on as well, but there are some instances where you can see the behind the scenes for even Batman as well, or any character that had a cape. They would have like dots and stuff that they would add in post. So it's nice to see the cape, in here. Speaking of cape, which by the way, look at, I mean, his back is wide, dude. He's tall, man. This is a amazing shot. So speaking of the cape, we have the gold S returning. I'm personally a big fan. So if you want to know any indication of where I'm at with suits for Superman, I like the Man of Steel version. I like how they're obviously kind of going based off of the New 52, getting rid of the underwear and all that stuff. I personally always liked the underwear look, especially growing up and reading more and more Superman stuff and getting more of a grasp on the character. I really enjoy the classic look of Superman, and I like the color balance that the underwear gives as well. It just gives us a classic feel, and getting the gold shield on the back as well. James Gunn is going very classical with this Superman. So obviously you can see Mr. Terrific, more of his costume on the left as well. Speaking of, here he is, obviously in full costume. There's not much else to say. I feel like mostly people are positive on the new Superman suit, which is honestly, it's weird. The official photo that they released got people more divided on the suit than the paparazzi leaked photos, because obviously there's the loud minority or the small minority where people are basically yelling, saying that the suit sucks or whatever. I personally don't think that, and if you do, you could you're free to have your opinion. But I feel like the paparazzi photos are doing a better job at getting people excited for this version of Superman than the official photo, which is actually insane to see. Mr. Terrific obviously is one of those characters where people are just, they saw the costume, they also think it's perfect. played by a great actor as well. So honestly, he just looks great. He's a better look at basically the whole thing, right? This is like the image I would say when it comes to like all of the Superman's like stuff that we have here. This is the full suit. We got the underwear, and it's not like it's teetering on the, which is obviously a big inspiration for James, which is the All Star Superman look. It's teetering on there where like the short, the underwear could be a little bit longer, and it basically turns into like red shorts. But it's not quite there, but it's also not quite the basically speedo underwear, right? It's a nice. I think it's a good in between, and I just think when I look at this image, I'm like, wow, that's Superman, right? Like that's I love again, like I said, the color palette, the gold belt, the underwear, like everything. I know people are mad about the lines, and obviously I'm kind of indifferent on the lines. One thing I like about the lines is that they're not like an entirely different color or like red. Like if the lines were red and like other darker blues and stuff like that, trying to like go over design, I think the lines are probably meant to be Kryptonian stuff, right? But I like that it's all basically one uniform blue. It's not a distracting, like, oh, these lines are red or a darker blue or a different color or yellow, right? It's just one solid blue with some basically designs on the outfit, like I said. But yeah, this image to me is just awesome. You have a couple. This one to me right here. Look at the cape and look how vibrant it looks, man. And then obviously you could get the side with the boots and everything. Like, I am so excited. I like. It's been such a long time since we've had a Superman movie, right? Like a solo Superman movie. And I know there's a lot of heroes in this, whatever, but it is a Superman film first and foremost. So it's so nice to see. I don't know, Superman. I guess like classical Superman. It's nice to see him back, right? And looking at these outfits and stuff like that, and I think they might adjust some stuff because honestly, I don't think his pants are baggy at all. It's mainly like the upper region, and I think they might do that just for comfort of the actor. Which obviously, as the director and stuff like that, you do got to think about your actors when you're filming, especially if you're going on location, not in a studio where that's probably has air conditioning and all that. So, they might adjust some stuff, some fitting and stuff in post, but we'll see. Again, I absolutely adore this shot with the cape. It's so vibrant and red with the shadows. Looks so cool. And then we have a couple gifts here, courtesy of Neb. I don't know why it goes like orange, but again, you could just see him in motion. It looks, looks really good. Has a lot of motion. And then you have this one, which to me, I wonder. This is like military vehicles, and I wonder if a battle just happened. But I'm curious to see if this is like one of those classic Superman moments where, the whole saving a cat out of a tree thing, which honestly, knowing how James Gunn loves to dig deep into comics and stuff like that, I feel like this scene right here could be that. I mean, I don't know. I know he's not looking at this tree. Obviously, it's the foreground, but he's looking up at something, crossing his arms, and to me, it almost just feels like, he's looking up at a cat and he's like, "Yo, how do you get up there?" And he's probably gonna go help and save him. So, and like, look, I know people can call that corny, people can call that whatever. I think this is just, to me, this is shaping up to be a great Superman film. Obviously, these are obviously all leaks / set photos. We need an official look at everything, but I think personally, it hits the mark for me. Like I said, the only minor nitpick I have is obviously like everyone has, it's that it's a bit baggy on the top. But overall, the colors, he looks great in it. The hair, the trunks, everything. I honestly, personally, I really dig the suit. So let me know what you all think in the comment section down below of the suit. Do you like the lines? Do you hate the suit? Do you prefer this Henry Cavill suit? What is your favorite suit of any Superman film, basically, if you want to include this one? But if this looks right in the movie, I do think this could jump up there to be one of my favorite suits. Oh, actually, before I go, I wanted to mention something. So if we cross-examine a little bit, I could be smoking something, but you see the neck, right? The collar. To me, that does not look like the same color at all. Let me just, zoom up. This one's better. Unless I'm crazy, I know the fabric and everything looks the same, and I honestly, I might just be smoking something, but like, I don't know, you put them side by side, this one looks almost like more angular, and I know he's curled down, so maybe that's what's adjusting the neck a little bit. But you could tell me in the comment section below, do you think this is the same suit? Do you think this is a different suit? I mean, I know this is edited for promo, so maybe um, these are the same suits, but just, you know, just slightly different. But I don't know, the way the neck looks, like for example, the neck looks adjusted here. Like it looks, obviously there's a little tiny gap here, but like the neck looks form-fitting here. So obviously he's not bending down. But I don't know, the way it's kind of angled right here doesn't look like this neck right here, because this one seems more circular. So I'm thinking maybe he gets a suit messed up and then he gets this one. This might be his final suit, who knows? But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Peace out, everybody.